Hey everyone, welcome to Tradition Prescription. I'm Stephen Bishay. I'm here today joined by my cousins. We're at the park. We're going to start talking about the first three ecumenical councils.
I'm Abanoub Beshay. And I'm Jerome Beshay.
First, we'll talk about the Council of Nicaea. Around the 4th century, a Coptic priest, an Egyptian priest named Arius, began preaching the idea that the Son of God, Jesus Christ, was actually a created being. He was not of the same substance or divine essence as the Father. He argued that only the Father was eternal. Of course, this was in contradiction to the belief that the Son, the Father, and the Holy Spirit were of the same divine essence. Eventually, he preached to a number of believers. He converted a number of believers. And in 321 AD, Emperor Constantine wanted to convene a council in order to clear up this contention. Of course, the Egyptian church, the Church of Alexandria, was vehemently opposed to this idea. And at the Council of Nicaea, in 321 AD, Pope Alexander I of Alexandria brought with him a delegation of bishops to argue against Arius and his heresy. Now, with the delegation of the Alexandrian bishops came a deacon whose name was Athanasius. He was the primary antagonist to Arius, and he led the argument that the Son of God, Jesus Christ, was actually of the same substance and essence as the Father, and he was co-equal with the Father. At the Council of Nicaea, a majority of the bishops decided that this was the true Orthodox faith, that the Son and the Father were of the same essence. The Son was begotten of the Father before all ages. And this was where the first part of the creed, beginning with "We believe in one God," all the way to "Whose kingdom shall have no end," was founded. It was written down, it was established. And it was decided that Arius and his belief was heresy, and Arius would be excommunicated, and all those who agreed with Arius were also excommunicated. So at the Council of Nicaea, the Orthodox belief was defended, and it was established, and it was confirmed for Christianity for hundreds of years. Now at the council, it was also decided that the Bishop of Alexandria would decide the date of Easter, and the Council of Nicaea laid the foundation for the subsequent councils that will be called to defend the faith against additional heresies that came.
So the second council after the Council of Nicaea is the Council of Constantinople. Some quick facts about the Council of Constantinople. Constantinople is modern-day Istanbul, which is in Turkey. It was the second council after Nicaea, and it was the council before Ephesus. It was held in the year 381 AD. It was convoked or called by Emperor Theodosius, and there was 150 at attendance, including bishops. And the whole reason of the Council of Constantinople was to put an end to the Macedonian heresy. So Macedonius had a heresy similar to Arius, but it was a little bit different. So as Stephen mentioned, Arius said that Christ was sometimes human and sometimes he was God. But Macedonius, he accepted that the Father and the Son are equal, but he denied the Holy Spirit. So Macedonius misinterpreted the scriptures message on the Holy Spirit, and his teaching was saying that the Holy Spirit was not a person. It was not hypostasis with the Father and the Son, but it was just simply a power, a dynamic power that proceeded from the Father and the Son. So he was saying it's just a power, but it's not the third person, or it's not equal to the Father and the Son, which is not true, because as we all know, we believe in the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, all three distinct persons in one God. And the council condemned this teaching. As a result, they included the part in the Nicene Creed where they said, "And we believe in the Holy Spirit," all the way to, "And we look for the resurrection of dead and life, the age to come." I mean, that whole section wasn't in the Nicene Creed before the Macedonian heresy. That was just added after the Macedonian heresy. So in the creed we say we believe in the Holy Spirit, so there won't be any future heresies denying the Holy Spirit as in one essence with the Father and the Son. And the great defenders present at that council were Saint Gregory of Nazianzus, also known as Saint Gregory the Theologian. Another saint that was present was Saint Gregory of Nyssa, who was Saint Basil the Great's brother. And another great saint who was there was Saint John
Chrysostom,
who was also there present defending the faith. And the Pope who was present at that time was Pope Damasus I. That's the Council of Constantinople.
This leads us to the third council, Council of Ephesus. Council of Ephesus was held on the year 431 AD on the second Sunday of Pa'om, or June 21st. There were 250 bishops attended at the council. The Roman Emperor Theodosius II was the one who sent official invitations to the bishops for them to come to an ecumenical council to be held at Ephesus on June 7th, 431 AD, but on the Feast of Pentecost. But the bishops arrived late, so they had to postpone it to June 21st, and there were 250 bishops attended. The heresy was about not calling Saint Mary the Theotokos, but Christotokos, which means Mother of Christ. Nestorius proposed that heresy. He defended his heresy by giving lectures in the cathedral about calling Saint Mary Christotokos. He kept targeting Theotokos in his lecture to people, and many followed him. The person that attended was Saint Cyril of Alexandria. He defended the title of Theotokos and not Christotokos. Saint Cyril affirmed the reality of the humanity of Christ and insisted on his divine person. The result of the heresy was that there became a dispute between the congregation and the clergy. So a document was created and was called the Letter to the Monks. That concludes the Council of Ephesus.
So in conclusion, though there were later councils, these are the only three ecumenical councils that the Oriental Orthodox churches subscribe to and that agree with. After the Council of Ephesus came the Council of Chalcedon, and due to political tensions, personal insults, and a number of different factors, the Alexandrian church was not treated fairly, was not included in the council, and so these councils and later councils are not recognized by the Oriental Orthodox churches. Regardless though, the first three ecumenical councils were fundamental in preserving the original Orthodox teachings of Christianity for the first 500 years. They definitely have a lasting impact on Christianity. Don't you guys agree? So thank you, and we will be coming back with another video soon.